Hi there guys, I am Mouse and welcome back to Project Cars. So a colleague of mine actually mentioned that I should actually try the damage on this game, try and switch it on and actually see the effects of that. Previously I actually turned off all the damage, so now I'm actually going to turn it on and we'll have a look and see how actually that affects the performance of the car and then handling and stuff. It's coming down to damage, visual only, performance impacting. Why not? Let's just go full damage. See what happens. So now we're going to try the 500 V8, its bigger cousin. And then we're on to the James Bond cars, all the Aston Martins. Hopefully Moneypenny is watching. So let's get into this and have a look at this car. Alright, so getting started on this one. And again, the same as with the previous aerial Atom, the handling on this, the steering just feels very sloppy, as if it's very loose on the road. So I'm expecting the handling to be similar in the previous Atom, except this one's just got more power to it. So let's have a look and see how that turns out. But this one accelerates very nicely, very quick off the mark, fairly better through the corners actually than the previous Atom. It's got a little bit more grip. Let's have a look. Yeah, not bad. So thinking about the damage, let's maybe cause some damage and see how that affects the car actually. A little more damage. There we go, got some body parts flying. For some reason the front spoiler is still intact. The car is pulling to the right at the moment. If I actually get on the straight here, let's have a look. Leaving the steering wheel all alone, turning to the right. So it seems like that damage was done to some wheels as well. If that maybe did something. Well, got the front wing off. Let's see. Oh, now it does not want to turn anymore. It's really sluggish turning. That should have done some damage. So this thing is definitely difficult to drift as well. Let's try the corner over here. No, it just pulls straight under the understeer. So, not that great, but it could also be the damage. Okay, so pulling to one side while I'm braking. Let's maybe try a head-on collision at a higher speed. See if that will do the trick. Well, I just lost the wheel. There you can see the disc brakes scraping on the ground, the wheel lying there in the background. So that can obviously happen. Sparks flying. And now, obviously, performance is way down there. And I have to counter steer to the right the whole time. Let's see if we can repair the car. Restart. I don't see any options to reset to fix the car. Let's see. That did it. Yes, that fixed the car completely. So yes, that's the effects that the damage actually has on this game. So it's gonna be lenient up until a point, but if you just try and go all Evel Knievel into a wall, it's definitely gonna cost you a wheel or something, or possibly the engine, depending if it's a rear-mounted engine or a front-mounted. I believe there's also tire wear that you can actually turn on, and fuel usage, so you can actually plan your laps, everything according to the fuel and tire wear, to make it even that much more realistic. I'm not 100% sure how I personally feel about that. I would just going to drive, not worry about fuel and tires. Come on, it's supposed to be a game. Right, well, let's have a look at the next one. Right, so now we're up to the Aston Martin Rapid S Hydrogen Hybrid. Well, that's a mouthful. So let's have a look. I suppose it's electronic at first and then switches over to fuel, being a hybrid. Let's see if we can actually hear the difference when the engine switches over. So this car is actually using, I can see on the dash, H2 boost. So it's actually got a hydrogen engine in it. Not sure how safe I would feel with a possible nuke underneath my seat or in front of my legs. But apparently it's safe enough. This thing's got a lot of power. The steering feels a lot more sturdy. Struggling a bit to keep it actually on the road because the tires just want to get sideways the whole time. So I believe we've got our first very good contender for drifting. Let's have a look here. Braking seems okay, not too bad. Acceleration is okay. The braking is not too bad. Let's quick look at the drifting around this one thing. So I was just too slow for that one. Not getting my revs high enough. So let's try that again. Wow. Okay. Yeah. This one really wants to get sideways easily. So let's have a look at those donuts. Pump up the fun factor. Okay, I must be doing something wrong here because this car should do donuts quite easily. And I'm just not getting anything. Let's have another look. The grass, it's fine. least this one doesn't have that much understeer on it. In fact, it's got a little bit of too much oversteer. Opposite end of the spectrum. Getting a little bit of tail slide out of the corner. Even in third gear, it's still 1 or 2 steps sideways. Okay, so yes, you can get those nice power slides out of the corner. Not really effective in racing, but very effective in spectator aspect. So this car has got a lot more actual bodywork than the aerobatic, so let's have a look at the damage going into this car. That was a hard knock. Oh, you can see the paint scratch there. Lights are out. Oh, look at that damage. All on the one side. Looks impressive. Get the wheels off the grass and just drive, get some grip. No, it just doesn't want to. Wow. Really slippery on the grass. Even coming out of these corners now as well, I think it's really a lot harder to handle now. I think that damage actually did something to the wheels, because this thing is so much more difficult to handle now. I'm struggling to actually keep it on the road. It just keeps on sliding the whole time. Wow, that is awesome. So, damage really playing a huge factor in how the car handles. Even in third gear, it's still fishtailing down the straight. Wow. Overall, I must say, I'm impressed. It's just a bit tricky to get used to. The back end being so loose under acceleration, but oh well, what do you expect? It's a hybrid H2 engine, whatever that entails. So, on that note, let's have a look at the next car. Right, so next up is the Aston Martin V12 Vantage GT3. I'm guessing this one is also going to be very powerful. The V12 engine, also going to be very tricky going through the corners and accelerating out of them. But there's only one way to find out. So let's get out of this pit and have a look. Oh, that's awesome. It's even got a rear view LCD screen so you can see behind you. That is very nice. Instead of the standard rear view mirrors, it's actually got an LCD screen. Oh wow, this thing is accelerating a lot faster than that hybrid. And it feels a lot more sturdy on the road as well. A lot more traction. Surprisingly enough, not that difficult to accelerate some of the corners either. Let's have a look halfway through. I'm going to floor it. Foot is flat on the accelerator and no smoke. That is impressive. Braking on this thing is also just as impressive. Wow. We've definitely got a contender over here. This thing would be a dream to actually drive. I'm just amazed. Let's have a look here. So I'm assuming donuts are going to be very difficult with this car. But let's try it anyway and see. Nope, I must be doing something wrong. Need some more practice. Let's see drifting perhaps. I've got to go understeer there. And then flies out. So let's see if we can get this thing to drift a bit. See some tire smoke on the LCD screen. Gonna brake late as well. Throw it out forward. And that was anticlimactic. It just grips. Let's try first gear around here. Okay. One more corner. Try it. Yeah, just fishtailing with no drift. That's disappointing. I'm assuming this car must have some kind of traction control then. Because this would be awesome to drift. But the handling on this is phenomenal. It just sticks on the road. And when you point the steering wheel, that's where it wants to go. Understeer, oversteer. Just clean, smooth. And apart from driver failure, it'll stick on the road. We're already up to 200 kilometers per hour, now 40 miles per hour, and it gets there quite easily. Let's see how this thing sounds outside the car. Probably some flames out of the exhaust there. Very, very nice. Downshifting as well. Quick gear changes. Well, here we got some little bit of drift, and we lost the wheel. So I guess that's it for this car. Let's have a look at the next one. Right, so next up we've got the V8 Vantage GT4. Smaller engine than the V12. So let's have a look and see how this one fares on the track. It's actually so funny with this one. So you've got your standard speedometer cluster there in the center. And they've added on the digital display as well. No idea why you want to have both on there. Just seems a bit overkill. This car sounds nice, got a little bit more grunt to it. Braking is also great, but it seems this one is also quite twitchy on the exits, on these corners. The back end really trying to step out the whole time. Other than that, the handling feels fine. It's also a little bit on the loose side, like the Atom, where it doesn't feel as grounded and responsive, but it still handles very well. So let's have a look here. Taking that corner a bit wide. Acceleration is not too bad. Not like the V12, but still decent. The braking is amazing. Almost losing it there. So let's have another look through these corners. Oh, and I lost it. Got some good drift around that corner. This one unfortunately doesn't have that LCD display that the V12 had. But can't have everything, I suppose. Because any normal car would actually climb out the back end when you're turning through a corner, revving it up and dropping the clutch. But I suppose there's also other ways of drifting. So let's try to flick in the next corner and see if that's going to work. I'm struggling to get that. Let's try it again. No, still doesn't want to. One last try around the chicane, and then I think we'll call it quits on that. Almost. But I still think I need to do some more practicing on that. But overall, I must admit, this is also a decent car to drive, but I would still prefer the V12 over this one. So I think that is the end of all of them, but let's just go double check. Right, so that was all of them, with the added extra of some damage to the cars. I find the damage is not really that impressive. Fair enough, driving into a wall head-on at 60 to 80 km an hour will cause your wheel to fall off on these kinds of cars, but other than that, it seems like it's actually very lenient. If you get a few bumps and scrapes here and there, it's not the end of the world. Eventually it'll add up and you start losing performance, but a few nicks here won't really make that much big of a difference. So that's it for this episode, and we'll try the next few cars in the next episode. Thank you very much for joining me, and If you like the video, subscribe, like, and I'll see you next time. Bye! So straight off the bat I can feel this thing's steering is absolutely crap. It feels so loose on the road, as if you never have traction. Oh, and understeer through there as well.